All right, Kingdom of Algorithmia, Quest 7. Not Fast but Furious, Part 1. Counting, searching, analyzing data. It's time for action. Every knight must be in peak physical condition, just like their steed. Together they should form a seamless team, and the upcoming tournament event will undoubtedly test this, as it's time for the chariot races. The races are conducted in groups. However, this is no ordinary race, and it's not about who reaches the finish line first. All participants move at exactly the same speed, okay? Competition is focused on collecting magical essence from the debugging spirit's forest. Each chariot is equipped with a special device for gathering essence from the surrounding area, and the device has a power level that determines how many units of essence can be collected from the current segment of the track. Every device follows an individual predefined plan to adjust the power accordingly, which consists of the following actions. Plus increase power by 1, minus decrease power by 1, and equal maintain the same power. The last action of the plan has been executed and the race is still ongoing. The device simply repeats the actions, starting from the beginning of the list. Each device starts with an initial power of 10 and executes an action just before entering the next segment of the track. The power of the device can never fall below 0. If the current power during an action is 0 and the action is to decrease power, nothing happens to the device, but the action is still considered executed. The test round for the squires will soon begin, providing an excellent opportunity to ensure you understand all the rules. Each participant can choose any plan from the provided list. The track length is 10 segments. Your task is to determine the ranking of the plans, from one that collects the most essence to the one that collects the least. Example based on the following notes. Okay. So I'm guessing this is plan A is plus minus equal equal. Is that what I'm reading? First, you can repeat each action plan to cover the entire duration of the race, 10 segments. Okay, yeah. So plus minus equal equal, plus minus equal equal, plus minus, and then you're at the 10th segment, so you stop. Next, based on that list, you can calculate the device's power for each segment. 11 because it went up by 1, 10 because it went down by 1, 10 again because it's equal, equal, up, down, equal, equal. Okay, I get it. And based on this, you can calculate the total essence gathered with each plan. The final ranking of the action plans after 10 segments is as follows, B, D, C, A. All right, so it's just sort in reverse order. What's the ranking of the squire's action plan after 10 segments? Let's grab our input. Let's create an input directory. And let's take a look at it. Okay, so the letters are in kind of random orders, but it looks like we have 10 of them, 9 of them, 10 of them. Okay, let's see if we can read this in. We should be able to do is just let lines equal to AOC lib, read lines, input. Everybody codes. And let's just print them out really quickly here so we see that we got them all. Yep. Okay, so now each one is going to have a plan name and a sequence of events. And then what we're going to do is run each plan. I know maybe we can pass in loops because maybe part 2, oops, didn't mean to copy that. Part 2 might be, run it 100 times or something. I meant to copy that one. So let's go test mod. Test plan A, right? And we can say let plan is equal to, what we can do is create a plan struct plan, which contains a name. I want to say just char, and then sequence, which is going to be vec and I'll just call them actions. Let's make an enum action for increase, decrease, and same, I guess. I don't like the name same, but there we go. And then we'll say plan is going to be a colon plus comma minus comma equal into like that. So let's see if we can impl from stir for plan. And we're going to do is split it up into the left of the colon and the right of the colon. So we can split it this way. Let name sequence is equal to s dot split once on colon on wrap. And then the sequence is going to be the characters. So we need to convert all of those guys into actions. Can I do this? Let seek equals seek split on comma iter map into action and collect and then say self. Oh, okay, self. Name and sequence. Let's see if it can infer all of that stuff. It does say vec of action, and then action itself we're going to have to rewrite. Right? Can I, let me just create a code or create a function. Oh, we don't need to iterate on the split. It's already an iterator. Okay. If I just create a function here and have it just do that, it should tell me the actual function signature. It's expecting fn mute self item into B. So we're expecting it to take one argument. Can I do this? str? Okay. And now we want this to return an action type. I don't see it actually say iterator item is stir here. This expression is type stir. Yeah, so I think it just means I want to type action here and just say action same. Yeah. Okay. I think that works. I guess I can just do this. Let name equals name chars next unwrap. Okay, we're getting closer. All right, so now we want to impl from stir action. Right, and we can say fn from stir. Oh, I could have just done this automatically. Stir result self error. And this is just going to be match S, and it's going to be plus, which is self plus increase. It's going to be minus, which is going to be self decrease. And it's going to be equal, which is going to be self same. And, oops. And then underscore is going to be error, invalid. I guess I can do this. Format, invalid, action, S. Like that. And the other just need to be okayed. Oops, and I forgot to close my impl block. Okay. So this I should be able to say S into. Right. So this needs to be. Oh, yeah. So I was hoping to be able to just do it this way, right? If I said result, action, or self error. Oh, you can't use self this way, huh? And I can't use action error. Like, oops. I can use string. And now it's saying this doesn't work. Right. So I was hoping to be able to, and you can't just put a question mark there. That would be nice, right? Can I put a question mark there? No. This is a problem here. The straight from stir is not implemented for result action string. If I do that, will that? No, that won't work either. Stir as into S. I don't know, would that work even? Stir as into action into S. Question mark. No. That's even worse. You'd think since it's a result, you don't need to do that, right? But it doesn't like that. It's saying to do okay around it. Which doesn't make any sense to me either. So I guess we can't be fancy about this, huh? So we can just say action. But that means we would have to panic, right? Because we can't just do, oops. We can't just do this. It seems like there should be a way to do it. Into doesn't return result. From stir returns a result. I guess I could say action. From S. I could say s.parse. Right? And then say result. Okay, so that part works now. But how do we get this? Because you can't put the question mark in there. Oops. And I don't think you can put it here. So I think the easiest one to do for this is just say action here and then put an unwrap here. And just let it all work and panic when it fails. Tommy says filter map. Yeah, but I want to be able to abort if it fails. It shouldn't fail though. All right, let's see. Let me run tests here. Oops. I didn't want this. I wanted parse, not into. Okay, and then unwrap. And that should work. And we should have a plan. And I should be able to put debug on here and debug on plan and print it out. And then say assert false. Yeah, okay. So now we have this plan A, increase, decrease, same, same. Okay, so that worked. Okay, so now we just need impl plan. Plan execute self, and it's going to return these values here, and it never goes negative, right? So maybe we could just return it as a use size. I guess we also have to pass in how many rounds, because I'm guessing there's 10 rounds for part 1, but I'm guessing subsequent rounds will have multiple or more. Subsequent parts will have multiple rounds. So let's say rounds use size. And then we're just going to start with 10. And we're summing up all of the entries, so we need a sum. And so we say for underscore in 0 dot dot rounds, let action is equal to self sequence of, I guess we round mod sequence len, right? Actually, we're going to match on that. If it's increase, we're going to add 1. If it's decrease, if it's greater than 0, then cur minus equals 1. And everything else is we don't touch it. And then we sum plus equals cur. Because we do it after. We start at 10, and the first thing we do is increase, and then we add the 11. Okay. And then we return the sum. Method execute is never used. Okay, so now we know that this is going to be 103 after 10 rounds. We should be able to do that. Assert EQ 103. Plan execute 10. And we'll go over here and hit test. It passes. We're not using name anywhere. Okay. That's fine. I'll ignore that. Should I do the other tests? Let's do the plan B. And this one is 116. And that passes. Okay, so we've done two of the tests. They seem to work. What we can do now is run the plan for each one. Or, I guess first we need to parse them out, right? Plan in lines, or line in lines. Let plan is equal to line parse unwrap. And then we'll just push it onto a vec. Let mut scores is equal to vec new. And we say scores dot push plan name plan execute 10. And then we should be able to see the scores. Okay. We got a bunch of numbers and a bunch of scores. Now we just need to sort. So scores sort by AB, and we're going to sort in reverse order, right? Because we want to have the highest score first. This is B.1.compare to A.1. Yep. Looks good. And then we just print it out. So we just say println part 1 is scores map score dot 0 collect into string. And that fails. Tommy says, I always forget when the correct way is around. A compare B or B compare A. Yeah, if you're doing it this way, A compare B sorts it ascending, and B compare A sorts it descending. I forgot the iter. And this is my answer for part 1. Let's see if I got it right. I'm on a quacking roll. Look at that. Took me 23 minutes and 9 seconds. Okay. Clippy's happy with this, so git status, git log, git commit dash am 7 part 1. Okay. Easy enough. Let's take a look at our progress. 7 is over here. Okay. I wonder if it's going to work its way up to this thing.